Hola clase. So today we are talking about demonstrative adjectives and comparisons. It sounds kind of like monsterish, but it's not. And it's a pretty easy concept. So let's go ahead and begin. So let's go ahead and write this on your paper. Number one, what are demonstrative adjectives? Well, demonstrative adjectives point out things. And when you use the forms of este for things that are close to you, you're going to use forms of ese for things that are far away from you. So here's an easy little thing to remember. So when you're talking about this and these and that and those, you want to take a look at your subject of the sentence. So, say for example, you are the person talking, then it would be this and these. But say someone is right next to you, that would be the listener, then it would be that and those. Okay, so always remember, yo, which is the I, would be this and these, and tú, which is the listener, that and those. Okay, so here, oops, sorry about that. Here is the simple chart that you need to remember. Okay, so go ahead and draw this, and we're going to have to remember masculine and feminine, singular and plural. So if it's a masculine demonstrative adjective, it's going to be este. And if it's that, it's going to be ese. And then if you think about something that's way away from both you and the listener, then it's going to be aquel. Now, if we want, that's the singular form. And if the plural form, you have estos, esos, and aquellos. And for the feminine, it's esta, esa, and aquella. And then we have the plural forms for the feminine forms, estas, esas, and aquellas. And also note here, there are no accent marks. Okay, the reason we don't have accent marks is because they're not verbs. They're demonstrative adjectives. Okay, so remember, stop the video if we are going too fast. And so you need to get your chart and then the number one. Okay, now an easy way to remember these, that, and those, and these and that. Just remember this saying: this and these have T's, that and those don't. Again, this and these have T's, that and those don't. And it will help you remember which ones to use. And we're talking about the T's that are in the actual spelling of the word. Okay, and then aquel indicates something that's way far away from you, from both the speaker and the listener. So look for aquí, allí, and allá, which indicates position here and there. And so when you see these in a sentence, allí and allá, that should give you a clue that we're going to be using aquel as our demonstrative adjective. So here's an example. ¿Te gusta este vestido? Do you like this dress? This dress. And then you can say, respond, me gusta más esa falda. So, no, they don't like that dress, but they like that skirt. So because of that skirt, you're going to use esa. Now you got to remember which one to use. So you look at the noun, that's the one that's going to be used in the sentence. So the dress is going to be masculine and it's singular. And so then you're going to use este because it's close to you. And so if you're talking about something that's that over there, and we're going to look what is over there, it's the skirt. So the skirt is feminine and it's also singular. And so you're going to say esa. Okay. So remember, this and these have the T's. That and those don't have the T's in their spelling. Okay, next slide here. All right, go ahead and write a number two. The number two, you're going to use these expressions with adjectives to compare things. The adjective agrees in gender and number with the object described. So this is another little thing when we use demonstrative adjectives. We also use comparatives. So more than, equal to, or less than. So más is more. Then you're going to do a plus the adjective plus que is more than. So when you use those three things in a sentence, that means you're using more than. And so go ahead and write a number 1 above this, number 2 above the adjective, and a number 3 above que. So whenever I ask you, give me the formula for more than, you're going to say más plus an adjective, which is 2, plus que, which is 3. Okay, now so let's take a look at as the same. Tan plus an adjective plus como. So number 1 over tan, number 2 over adjective, and number 3 is going to be como. And then something that's less than, in order for it to be expressed correctly in the sentence, you're going to need menos, which is 1, adjective, which is 2, and que, which is 3. So let's take a look at the example. Esta camiseta es más bonita que esa camiseta. That t-shirt is prettier than that t-shirt. So again, the t-shirt is feminine singular. You're going to say this, so it's going to be esta. Más bonita, so it's more. Bonita is your adjective, has to have a feminine ending. Then you have your que, then that t-shirt. So because again, it's feminine and singular, and you're saying that, it's going to be esa. And so here's another example. Esta camiseta es tan bonita como esa camiseta. It means that, or actually, this shirt is as nice as that shirt. Okay, so always look at the masculine or feminine, singular or plural to figure out which demonstrative adjective you need. Okay, now number 3, right? Number 3, these adjectives have irregular comparatives. So these are exceptions to the rule. So you go ahead and draw your chart. And so if you ever see bueno or buena, that means good. Mejor or mejores is better. Joven or menores means young or younger. Malo or mala is bad. Peor or peores is worse. Viejo or vieja is old. Mayor or mayores is older. Now remember, if you see the ES right here, that means it's plural. Because it ends in a consonant, you add an ES to make this adjective plural. So these are just an exception to the rule. They're not going to follow what normally we have for adjectives as a grammar rule. So here's an example. Este disco compacto es malo, pero ese disco es peor. This CD is bad, but that CD is worse. So you're comparing two things here. One is bad and one is worse. Okay. So like I said, these are exceptions to the rule. All right, let's take a look at the next thing. Number 4, promise we're almost done. Use más que, menos que, and tanto como to say if someone does something more than. So less than or an or has much as someone else. So here's an example. Efran compra tanto como Isabela. Ephraim buys as much as Isabel. Mis padres salen menos que mis abuelos. My parents go out less than my grandparents. So anyway, that's where you have your subject, you have your verb, and then you have your little formula that you'll use. Okay, so this is just another way to express the same as or less than. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is go ahead and do a little practice. Explain that you want things. Sorry, that's misspelled. Close to you, but you don't want the things that are far away. So follow the example. Pantalones or pants. Quiero estos pantalones. I want these pants, but I don't want those pants. And so you're going to say the same thing. I'm going to want this blouse, but I don't want that blouse. Okay, that was number 2. So you're just going to convert it to Spanish. Number 3, traje de baño is a bathing suit. I want this bathing suit, but I don't want that bathing suit. And then number 4, sandalias. I want these sandals versus those sandals. All right, suerte, and we'll check your answers in a little bit. Adios. We're not going to do this one.